Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. We are back in our Kingdom of Jerusalem game where previously we crusaded for the Kingdom of Jerusalem and conquered some lands. And in today's video, we are actually going to enact this decision, which is going to give us the Empire of Outremer. And to enact this decision, we will firstly have to control all of the territories that lies within the Empire of Outremer. Now, without any further ado, let us get straight into the video. Our ruler has cancer, so that means he won't last much longer. And if you take a look at our heir, he is actually decent, having the trait intelligent and valued scholarly courtier. So something I would like to do as soon as possible is to declare a holy war for this kingdom. And the reason behind that is, if you take a look at the county of Baghdad, you can see that it has a wonderful special building, the House of Wisdom, that grants great bonuses, and not only that, but every single barony in the county of Baghdad actually has floodplains. But before we declare a holy war for this kingdom, as we currently do not have enough piety, I think what I will do is I'll declare a holy war for this duchy in our current life, and after we play as our son, we can declare a holy war for the kingdom containing Baghdad. And just like that, we have 100% war score, and we can now enforce our demands. Well, it seems the Muslim people are not happy with us, and so now we have a peasant uprising to deal with. But if we take a look, they only have around 5,000 levies, which shouldn't be a problem to our soldiers. Leader of the uprising actually seems to have decent prowess, so we demand his conversion and recruit him. So our character finally died of cancer, so now we are playing as our intelligent son, who is a fornicator. We now will need a hell of a lot of piety to be able to declare the holy war for the kingdom. Anyways, I think what I like to do in this life is I'll actually stick to learning for now so that we can get the restraint trait and control our succession. And after that's done, we'll maybe switch over to the martial lifestyle to pick up the Bellum Justin trait for the piety discount for holy wars and serve the crown to maintain our control over our newly acquired lands. So we now have unlocked the restraint perk, which means we can now marry without any headaches. And I think what I'll do is I'll betroth myself to this wonderful genius girl who looks like she's going to be an amazing wife one day. Look at that, we now have Crusade, but if you take a look, they have the Kingdom of Syria as their target for the Crusade. But the Kingdom of Syria is a part of the land we need to conquer in order for us to enact the decision to form the Empire of Outremer. So I'm going to redirect our war target and select Pomerania, after which we appoint our uncle as our beneficiary for this crusade. Unsurprisingly, these guys actually sneaked on us with 2,000 men while we were in the middle of the crusade. We recruited our holy order, and with this battle, actually managed to stack wipe them and capture their ruler, which meant the war was over. So the crusade for Pomerania ended, and in the middle of the crusade, our uncle actually died. So now we have our cousin as the queen of Pomerania. As you can see, our player has finally reached the devoted servant after being called a fornicator, which means that we can now declare the holy war for this kingdom, which has Baghdad. We would have definitely won the war even if we had just used our men at arms and our holy order, but we decided to go all out, which meant the Seljuk couldn't really do much against us. After that, we now had a lot of land, so we decided to hold the Duchy of Palestine and the Duchy of Baghdad and grant away all other titles to stay under our domain limit. With new territories comes new problems, and this time we had people from the Duchy of Baghdad revolting against us. As the great king of Jerusalem, we put them down. With our new lands and wealth, all that's left to do was to build our buildings and develop the lands. So after unlocking a new tier of siege weapons, we dismantled our previous weapons and constructed new and improved ones. Looking at the Cairo Emirates, it seems that we need to take them down twice because we need to take the kingdom of Syria as well as some parts of Egypt. So we decided to declare a war for the Cairo Sultanate itself, which if we win would leave Cairo in a very vulnerable position. We have nearly similar amounts of troops, but with our holy order, the scale of power tilts in our favor. We catch their troops, and with that, we have 100% war score. The Cairo Emirate actually split into two, and now we have this kingdom, the Kingdom of Damascus, and we can declare a holy war for it without even having to break any truces. But for now, I think what I'll do is I'll take down this big kingdom to our south before it becomes any more powerful. Unfortunately, in middle of the war, we actually had an uprising, so we shift our daughters and son to form alliances. We raised our holy order near a stack of 6K troops and start cleaning up the uprising. We won our war with our southern neighbors, and after a while we destroyed the rebellion's will to fight further, and uprising ended. With that, we have grown well in size, and if we take a look at the decision, we can see that we need to now conquer 3 kingdoms to our south and all those kingdoms to our north, with some territories shared by the Byzantine Empire as well as the Persian Empire. So with that said, I think our next move would be to declare a war for this kingdom to our south, which has over 3K troops and shouldn't be any problem to us. They're actually seizing so fast, we catch them here, and with that we can now enforce our demand. Now after that, our next target is this small kingdom to our north. They didn't even try to fight us, and just like that we have conquered the kingdom of Damascus. So we actually conquered some more lands, but I accidentally forgot to record while I was attacking. So yeah, we have conquered all these territories here. They didn't even put any resistance, we just raised our armies and conquered their lands. And with that done, we now have just one last kingdom to our south left, and like any other war so far, we crushed them and won the war. So next on our chopping list is the kingdom that was previously the Persian Empire. We only needed a small portion of its land, but being able to conquer such big portion of the kingdom, I just couldn't help myself. After seizing some of its land, we headed straight to its capital, where after battling their armies, we managed to capture the ruler's brother, resulting in an easy victory. Our ruler died at the age of 54 by gout, and so we are now playing as our son, whose name is coincidentally the same as our father's, and he is a possessed genius. Our kingdom has grown massively, and right when we were about to expand our borders even furthermore, we died under suspicious circumstances and have to play as our genius sister. Now, within a few days in power, a liberty war emerged. They had 11K troops altogether, and if they could unify, we would be in a lot of trouble. But luckily, they were really separated, and slowly we began to take down their men and eventually won the liberty war. We only had small counties in the middle of our kingdom, and the northern kingdoms we need to take down, so we decided to declare 5 wars at once. Just like that, we have won our first war. War number 2 is done. And just like that, we have won our third war as well. Here's our fourth war. Our fifth war done. Like that, we have won all of our wars. So after cleaning the 6 northern neighbors, there were other smaller realms remaining. So after conquering all of them, the only thing left between us and the Outremer Empire was some part of Byzantine. So we declared our war on Byzantine, and while we were fighting the war, we plotted a murder scheme on the ruler so that once we were done with the war, we wouldn't have to wait for the truces to expire. We are well overpowered at the moment, so we just won the war against the Byzantines, and now after murdering the Byzantine Empress, we are declaring our last war for getting the last part of the Outremer Empire, after which we can enact the decision and form the Empire of Outremer. And just like before, we crushed the Byzantines, and with that we can enforce our demands, which means we can now enact this decision and form the Empire of Outremer. After cleaning some part of the remaining Seljuk Empire to tidy up our borders, we can say that we have successfully completed our mission to form the Empire of Outremer. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to drop a like, as it will help the channel out a lot. With that said guys, I'll see you guys in the next video.